the CMO role, as you know, it is, for me, in my perspective, especially in interviewing many CMOs and global CMOs like yourself, it seems like it is truly like one of the most unique roles in the ELT is that role
Mhm.
of CMO. And it's you represent the culture of the company and the brand, and have certainly sales and marketing alignment. But these days, to be a really good modern marketing leader, I see where your background engineering comes to play, because to me, the right brain, left brain balance, the dance between those two, to me has to be prominent for a modern day CMO. So I know that about you. But what was it like building trust with the other executives, reaching across the aisle, again, coming into an established business that is not a small business at all, coming in and bringing, hey, fresh eyes to the brand, to the story. What is it like to kind of build trust and rapport with other executives, on the team there? Again, global, not just local, but everyone's fragmented. You're kind of the new person coming in. What was it like, and what are some of the things you did to align early days? Because to me, you
Yeah.
had to align really tightly. You had to get that part right.
I mean, I'll give you two that have been really crucial for me. The first one is when you come into a business that's phenomenally successful. JLL as a company, I don't know if you know this part, has existed for 250 years. So the original company was founded in UK 2.5 centuries ago. So when you walk into a successful business like that, you have to be humble. And humbleness means you have to be willing to listen, you have to be willing to learn, you have to be willing to say, I don't know, and I'm here to understand, I'm here to learn. I mean, this was the case with me. I might have been an expert in marketing, I might even have been an expert in the technology industry, particularly in enterprise technology, throughout my career. But none of those things applied here because we're talking about a new industry and we're talking about a completely different challenge that you're looking to solve. And so humbleness goes a long way in winning the trust, in sitting down and being able to listen. I mean, I spent my first 100 days just with a lot of my stakeholders as well as the team, just meeting them and saying, I'm here to learn, I'm here to ask questions. I don't think I'll add much value to this conversation today, but I will come back and I will add a lot of value to you. But I'm just trying to understand what makes you successful. And people will tell you what success looks like for them, because oftentimes people ask the wrong question and they say, what does success for marketing mean? Well, that's not the right question to ask, in my view. You need to ask your business stakeholders, what is success for them? And then you need to be able to figure out how you can play a role in making them successful. That's what a true partnership is all about. So, humbleness, ability to listen, willingness to listen and learn, I think is very important. The second thing I'll say is you have to be a driver of change. And for me, it's sort of pairing this with you have to be willing to listen and learn, but at the same time, then you have to stand behind the strength of your own ideas and say, great, I now understand what you're looking to achieve. Let me tell you how we can go about doing this differently than we have always done before. And that's sort of this change driver mentality that I bring to work every single day, which is to say, can we challenge the status quo? Can we build something new? Can we actually figure out new ways of doing things? And then there is this sort of genuine excitement that you experience from people that have done things for, in many cases, their entire lifetime, that are seeing something new being done right in front of their eyes, and they rally behind you. And that's just amazing feeling to have. And so for me, it's really just about humbleness and willingness to listen, combined with sort of just being a driver of change and every single day challenging the status quo.
Can you give an example, Siddharth, of, you don't have to name names, so maybe an example of maybe how you met with an executive and asked them that question, hey, what makes you successful? Can you give us a story there of something that you heard and said, oh, okay, great, I can now go back and bring this thing to make you successful? Any more detail there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you one, which is
Okay.
we are in the process of introducing a lot of new offerings for our customers. And one of the things we're working on is our offering called Flex by JLL, which is this is the evolution of what used to be the co-working space, which never really took off. But this is sort of the next generation look at it and saying, if you're a company that is not very large, how do you actually get space that's flexible, that allows you to grow that allows you to shrink, that allows you to have a footprint, and you should be treated no differently than a company that's renting 3 or 4 floors in a premier building in New York City. How can you sort of compete with everyone else, but still compete with them in a way that's unique to your own size and your own requirements? And we understood from the business what they needed to do, which is they were working with investors who own these buildings, and they needed to launch a completely new business model for owners of these properties, which is what we do as JLL. And we said, okay, if that's what you're looking to do, let us now go away and develop a brand, develop an offering, develop a way of how we're going to generate demand for this. And let us do it in this environment, in this partnership with you that will drive success for the business. So a brand new business that we're now combining the best of sort of the business acumen that we've always had and the best of the marketing acumen to be able to go to smaller companies that are hard to reach through some of our traditional channels and bring the best of the best to marketing. But that could have never happened if I had not spent the time and understood that business model and understood the mechanics of what we were trying to achieve and how we would make money and the role that marketing could play. What is the gap that existed? That could have never happened without it. As more and more people return to work, but also as more and more owners of buildings look at their properties and say, I don't think my building is suited to the current requirements of leasing out entire floors at a time. I need to be able to provide different offerings to different customers in the future. And it's really a win-win partnership.
Wow. I think that's a brilliant play. I mean, it makes a lot of sense now, of course, thinking about the scale of buildings and, it's like, wow, to present an option like this, a co-working option for folks to bring in, again, like you said, the smaller, but pretty big market of people who will be looking for that sort of thing. That's a brilliant play. Were there other interesting new revenue streams or kind of ideas that kind of came out of the last, year that you've seen like, oh, wait, here's another big opportunity that we can leverage, or anything else that came up like the Flex program? Because that's a great one.
Well, I mean, one of the things that has happened with us is we have such a greenfield opportunity at JLL in terms of the contribution of marketing to the overall demand has been so limited in the past that we just have like a complete open field to go and play. There is nobody else that's doing some of this. So we've found a lot of opportunities in terms of how we can drive demand for the business. But another example is our technology business. And we're now starting to separate out our technology revenue as a company, not just our traditional real estate services revenue, but also our technology revenue. And this is a software as a service business inside of a real estate services business. And we have a big role from a marketing perspective to play, not just in being able to build pipeline for that, but also being able to explain to people what some of these technology offerings are and how customers can benefit from them. For example, if you own a building that you might be leasing out, you now have tools that you can use to understand the energy consumption. You can understand sort of where maintenance might be needed. You can look at a whole variety of intelligent dashboards and do a lot of preventative maintenance on the building. You can actually make changes to the building and how you're using it based on the technology that is now available to commercial real estate. And this is something that people inherently never used, never understood. And now with technology becoming more and more advanced, we have a net opportunity to be able to market it.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This segment is brought to you by Salesforce. Salesforce brings marketing and engagement together. If you want to learn more, head over to salesforce.com/marketing. And please subscribe to this channel for more marketing insights from the world's best marketing leaders across the Fortune 500 and beyond.